Some 18 million people made complaints via social media last year, and 70% of them were ignored, many of whom would be unlikely to use those particular brands again. And I've come down to London's Kensington Roof Gardens for the Survival of the Fittest Forum to drill down into the importance of social customer engagement and tap into the help available. First, I spoke to the forum's social media experts. Martin, fascinating presentation. The main thrust of it really was how the internet and social media and how you use those particular devices to engage with the customers can make big changes. So can it really change a company's culture?
Well, I think the smart chief executives are spotting that it's a real powerful change agent. They're all fully aware of the challenges they face as businesses. Businesses have become too slow, businesses too bureaucratic, need to speed things up, to shake things up. And the smart ones have spotted this is a fantastic way to shake things up because it dramatises how dysfunctional they are. Suddenly they've got to work in as close to real time as possible when they're trying to confront with institutional time. So it's forcing them to confront some basic issues. Do they really trust their employees to make decisions at the grassroots level? How collaborative are they? How agile are they? How responsive can they be? So in that sense, it's a fantastic tool for making businesses better. And for me, it's a very simple model. Successful businesses are great at social media. If you're great at social media, you're a successful business. So it's a real virtuous circle.
Customers have too often in recent times been sort of mollycoddled, or CEOs have wheeled out lines like our customers are the most important thing, but the organisation hasn't delivered that. And now when it doesn't, it gets caught out. All of us have the ability to relay information and to create movements that enact real change.
And of course, businesses can harness that power by, using the internet and social media to tap into the talents at their disposal, which are their customers.
Massively. There's a wealth of expertise out there on the network. And I think organisations that realise this are gaining an edge on their competition because they're accessing great talents that aren't within their four walls or on their payroll.
CPM has launched its own new social media engagement suite called Socialise, which will gather feeds from across the entire social space and relay key messages to dedicated customer care line teams for responsive action. Dean Drew explains how it works.
So Socialise is a brand. We've branded something up, which is basically our social media monitoring and engagement sort of product, which is actually a product using well-known software platforms. But again, I think the difference we have is that we can have a team of people who, rather than be a digital agency who do a bit of social monitoring, or a PR company who can send out messages, we've got a team of people who can just talk to your customers, basically. We can talk to customers of Mazda, wherever it is, and we can talk to them through any channel.
But in terms of how you might use that for advertising and marketing campaigns, it's not just about sentiment, it's about the other insights we can produce. Recently, for a client who came to look at our social product, just by telling them a small bit of information when we looked at social, that 72% of the people talking about their brand on social media were male, was a massive shock to them. They had no expectation that would happen, and it made them think about how do we take that away and start to market better to women, because we're clearly not doing a great job. So just those little bits of insights that we can produce out of looking at all the many conversations across social media, I think are really invaluable to clients. One of the things we've always struggled with, and businesses who have customer service in-house as well as outsourced, is the return on investment, because actually, as long as consumers are happy, how do we actually measure that? But actually, with an absolute sentiment measure, we can say, we are going to take your sentiment score on social media from X percentage to X percentage, and that's a tangible measure of the job we're doing. So for me, that is a really important thing.
At the end of the forum, I caught up with a couple of delegates. If you could pull out one particular bit of information that's really tweaked your brain, what would it be?
I think essentially it's for businesses not to worry too much and fear embracing social media. It's something that's happening. We were scared many moons ago about emails coming into the communication network. Nothing to be fearful of. Being a bit more agile, not being afraid of criticism, and embracing it.
The one takeaway is that sort of the possibilities are endless with regards to where we're at currently and where we're going. And so really stretching your imagination and thinking outside the box with regards to how you can approach this form of contact with your user base to be fresh, creative, innovative, just as the company that you're pushing. So it's nice. I think that hearing that companies allow the individuals to have their own voice is also refreshing, and that's really the backbone of any company is the culture within the building. So it's great to see that also pushed to the forefront of the company as well.
So there you have it. You've heard from the experts about how embracing social media can make your company more agile, more in touch with its market, and ultimately more successful. Plus, there are companies and tools out there to help guide your social customer engagement strategy. So there really has never been a better time to go social. Goodbye from the Survival of the Fittest Forum in London.